Hey everyone, welcome to the Kelly Family Homestead. I wanted to do a little tour of my new chicken coop and chicken yard. As some of you know, my chicken coop had fallen apart earlier this fall, and I built a quick one out of pallets, and so I'm not using that anymore just because that was just a temporary fix. So I built them something better. It's not great, but it's better than it was. And this will be permanent for them. And I also put them in a chicken yard. I'm not going to let them roam around like I used to. And I'll show you what I'm doing. You also probably saw the video of me making the fence posts for this chicken yard. So without further ado, I'll show you around this. So this is the chicken yard. This is the greenhouse here that I made. And then you can see the fence going around. And it comes all the way up here. And then this is the coop. It's not done yet. I haven't finished the roof. I just have some plastic up there to keep it dry, and then I have this front section here that I gotta finish. And for winter, I'm just gonna put plastic over this front part because I like it open like this for summertime. And I buried the hardware cloth all along the bottom of the ground so nothing will dig in. This is made out of pallets. I'll show you how on the inside, but on the outside I just took like old fence boards and I just threw them up this way. They weren't long enough to finish the top, so I'm gonna run some hardware cloth or chicken wire across the top, and then again for the wintertime I'll just put plastic up so there's no there's no breezes going in and making them cold. Here's the inside of it. These are their perches. They all like to be super high though, so they all bundle up right there. And then I hung up their nesting boxes. And then I have this tool area over here. That's where I hang my tools for the chicken area. And I have that's their grit there. And then I have oyster shells, and then this is their little dust bath, and it's got a little bit of DE in it. So this, what I use. So I just took 1, 2, 3, 4 pallets on the bottom, and then I ran this 2x4 to lock them together, and then ran 4 on the top, so it's 2 pallets high. Did the same thing on the back, but there's only 2 pallets, so 4 altogether. And then again, same thing on this side. And like I said, I ran this 2x4 in the middle. You probably don't have to do that if you do one. I did, just because I was having a hard time getting the whole thing straight, and that helped me keep the wall straight when I was building it. Up top, I ran 2x4 all the way across the top, again to lock the whole thing together. But for the front, over here, I put 2 2x4s on top because I wanted a slight angle to the roof. This whole chicken coop is crooked. It's on a decline down, so the roof's actually sloped back quite a bit just because of the incline. that I'm on. Now, let's see. I'm going to show you the composting situation I have here. So this is an idea I got from Edible Acres, and what I did was this is like the fresh pile. So my new pile went here, and I just feed them all their vegetable scraps and stuff on this, and they're in there scratching around. So after a week, I'll take this pile and I'll turn it right here. And eventually, after you turn it 5 times, I think it's, you do it for 5 weeks. Eventually, that pile that's over there will, end up over here somewhere. But when that pile gets started, and then I flip it, then I start a new pile. I haven't really decided where I'm going to start my new pile. The only reason why I have 2 piles right now is because my first pile, which was that one, I actually made really big. And I didn't like the way I had to handle it when I flipped it for the first time. So I decided to split it into 2. So right now I have 2 piles, and I'll be flipping those, like I said, once a week. And then, so hopefully I'll get some good finished compost out of it. Like I said, the chickens are in there eating it all the time. I'll show you. This is my box of vegetable scraps. I get them at the local school. They always have vegetable scraps that they give me. So I'll set up my camera. I'll show you me feeding them, and you can see how they love it. So they will scratch around, eat that. They'll also find worms and whatever else. Whatever they don't get just turns into compost. And like I said, I get a big box every day from the school. So this now, Edible Acres, the guy on there, he feeds his chickens, I think, mostly with this. He doesn't give them grain and stuff. I still give mine grain just because this is new to them. I'm hoping eventually I'll be able to just feed this way. I do in the mornings. I throw out some. In the mornings, I throw out some sunflower seeds and stuff into the piles, which encourages them to scratch around in there. In here is where I had a bunch of buckwheat planted, and I mowed that down, and I'm planting clover in here, so that's why I'm keeping them out. I have this fence here just to keep them out of here while the clover grows, because there's a lot of bare soil in here, and I want to get it covered before winter. And last thing is down here I have a peach tree that I just planted. Somebody gave it to me, so planted that, and I'm planning on being able to plant like a little apple tree there, and a little apple tree there, and maybe a little apple tree over there. And that'll help give them shade in the summer too. Now, just to show you this fence, so you kind of, in case you have thoughts about doing this yourself, this was fairly cheap. Like I said, I did all the fence posts myself. There were at least the ones that I didn't have. Like this one I had, but I had to add a 2x4 to it because it wasn't tall enough. But like this one over here, that one wasn't tall enough. This one was barely tall enough. But I reclaimed those out of somebody's old horse field. The ones that I peeled myself, I cut down out in the woods, and then I peeled them, and like this corner post, which I think it looks really good too. So after I did that, I put the chicken wire on. Now, chicken wire, as everyone knows, is pretty flimsy. So what I did was, first I ran this wire right here. I ran that around the whole perimeter at the 48-inch mark. So I went around and I measured 48 inches off the ground on every single post and made a mark. And then I ran that wire all the way across. That made it so that way everywhere around this whole fencing yard is 48 inches off the ground. It made areas like that right there. That's a big dip right there. So it kind of looks a little wonky right there, but what it also does is I zip tied all along here. Well, not there. I zip tied all along, not like every 2 feet, I guess. And that's going to make it so in the wintertime the snow doesn't like pull that down. That's really tight. And the other thing is I pulled this whole wire tight with my tractor. So that's how I was able to get a nice tight fence. On all of the corners, you can see, like down there, I braced every corner with these pieces of wood. All right. And then that one went down at an angle. It all depended on what length wood I had. And then at all the gates, I ran a piece by all the gates. Like that gate right there is not finished yet. But here's another gate right here. And the gate I actually got for free from one of my cousins. And so that's how I braced all the corners. So anyway, that's the composting situation that I have here, and just thought you guys would want to see the new coop. So any comments, any suggestions you have for me about how to maybe make this little system better if you're personally doing it, and make sure you subscribe to the channel, and so you can kind of watch this little homestead grow over time. Sorry. But anyway, have a good day. Bye.